Hello everyone. In this episode of Making of a Scholarship Student Part 2, I'm going to talk about what did we do after we decided that our daughter should go for higher studies, that is UG in the US, and we just started thinking about it as early as when she was in 8th grade. So this is what I spoke about in the part 1. So in part 2, I'm going to speak on what did we do after we decided that she has to go for her UG education in the US. So as parents, myself studied in Australia and my husband studied in Europe. So we knew the merits and demerits of different countries in terms of academics, in terms of social life, in terms of post-education career opportunities. Now, none of these countries we can say that all good or all bad. It's not the thing. It's also kind of family decision. It's also kind of family, preference. At the same time, the career of your child. So it cannot be like marked in one, our interest to send her to US was not biased of anything because she is not she's not a citizen, she is an international student. But we felt science and technology is the best for her if she goes and gets it. So that was our first preference, the first country preference. And then we all, of course, had, Europe in mind. So, but that was our first kind of, push. So after we'd done it, actually it was easier for us, for our daughter, because she started her coding, interest in coding as early as when she was in the middle school. That is, she was in 6th grade. She started coding and she started practicing. So we knew that she wants something related to computer science, but we actually did not know what particular areas of interest that she has. So we knew that she would like to be in science and technology, and she showed that in conversation with us, because we both, me and my husband, we both are social science and international relations students. So my husband is from international relations, politics, political science, and me from social sciences. So she had a very strong understanding that she wants to go into not these fields where we come from, but rather from science and technology, and that's what she likes. So it was very easy. It was an easier, in fact, for us to narrow down the country and narrow down the colleges. So once we got that kind of approval from her that yes, she was also interested in going abroad and doing her UG, and she wanted to just get her UG done as soon as possible and then jump into work, not just studying further and delaying the jobs. So she was not interested in that. So we had a lot of those kind of heart to heart conversations, and we kind of spoke at length on what her areas of interests were, what she wanted to do in her career, in her life, and the same time how that she wants to construct her future. So it's not just one time, we had repeated discussions on that, and we came to understand that this is something that she's interested in. So we got that hint, very obvious hint. So it doesn't happen with all children, but it could happen if you are having a heart-to-heart talk, you are spending more and more conversations with your child, then it's easier to understand what the child's likes and dislikes are. So once we have had that in mind, we started manifesting. We started manifesting of her going, and then also we started manifesting of where she wanted to go, which colleges she wanted to just pursue her UG degree, and all those things started coming up. So we started doing it as parents, and then we kind of helped our daughter to also manifest her areas of interest. So this is like it was like, since we started as early as when she was in 8th grade, so we had a long time. It was no rush or last minute work was there. It was a very well planned, pre-planned. It had lot of time for us to soak in it, understand the process, and then kind of, implement the requirements. It was easier for us because of the time that we had. And there are a lot of conversations, lots of kind of ups and downs in the process, but it actually helps when you have a long term kind of planning, than rather than just kind of crunching it into too short time. Then it becomes difficult because you don't have time, enough time to actually break down those and try to see whether that works or not. So we hurriedly make decision, and sometimes the decisions are incorrect. And when UG is a very kind of important decision, because that's the time when children don't know actually what they're going to become. Okay, post UG they are more clear of what they want to become, but during UG they're not really very sure what they want to become. So that is one thing. And the second is, UG is also for 4 years. It's a longer term. If we are not choosing the right college and right destination for the child, then obviously the child will not be happy there. So obviously the outcome of that entire process of applying and getting into and then pursuing the degree would be a fail, because the student may not like it, the child will not like it, and has a greater chance of dropping out, because it's a long-term program. It's not a master's program which is for 1 year, 2 years. It is 4 years. It has a lot of academic rigor. The student does not have much understanding of the subject, and at the same time they have to keep themselves motivated. So the longer the duration, the greater risk they have. So that's why we had many discussions in between, many fill-ups in between, many changes of plan in between, ups and downs in between, that made our application stronger, our as our family decision as bold and kind of right decision. So this is the second part is all about. In the third part, I'm going to talk about, like, what did we do next after all this, deciding and preparation is done. What was the final way of just getting her to scholarship? See you then in the third.